I used to think the worst thing my father ever said to me happened in private. It was a Saturday afternoon in my parents' dining room. My daughter, Emma, was 16 then, upstairs for chemistry exam. My sister's daughter, Olivia, had just been accepted into an elite preparatory program that everyone in the family treated like a preview of greatness. Dad folded his hands on the table. "You've got nearly 40,000 in that college account for Emma." I already knew where the conversation was going. "That's her money. She's a good kid," he said. "But let's be realistic." My sister Karen sat beside him, smiling into her coffee. Dad continued. "Olivia's headed somewhere extraordinary. Yale, Stanford, one of those places. She'll make something of it. Emma will probably stay local, get a normal degree, live a normal life." I remember feeling strangely calm. Then Karen laughed. Not a nervous laugh, not an uncomfortable one, a genuine laugh. "Come on," she said. "We all know Emma isn't that kind of kid." I looked at her. She shrugged. "Your girl will never need it." The room went quiet. Emma never heard those words. I made sure of that. I stood, thanked everyone for lunch, and left. That was the day something ended, not dramatically, just permanently. Over the next few years, I stopped attending most family gatherings. I still called on birthdays. I still showed up when someone was sick. But I stopped asking for approval from people who had already decided my daughter's future for her. Meanwhile, life kept moving. Olivia collected achievements like trophies. Every holiday came with another announcement. Another internship, another award. Another prediction about how successful she would become. Emma's path looked less impressive from the outside. She wasn't flashy. She wasn't the smartest person in every room. What she was, however, was stubborn. If she failed something, she tried again. If she didn't understand something, she stayed until she did. While other people talked about talent, Emma quietly built skills. Years passed. Olivia did get into Yale. The family celebrated as if someone had won a Nobel Prize. Then reality arrived. Pressure, expectations, and a series of expensive mistakes followed. She changed majors repeatedly, took on debt, started ventures that collapsed, dropped out before finishing. None of it made her a bad person, but the future everyone had guaranteed never materialized. Karen spent years trying to rescue one situation after another. By her late 50s, she had exhausted most of her savings. Then came the divorce. Then the foreclosure. Then the final phone calls asking relatives for temporary help. That somehow never remained temporary. The family myth had finally collided with reality. Around the same time, Emma's life was taking shape. Not dramatically, not all at once. One certification became another. One opportunity led to the next. She found work she loved and became exceptionally good at it. The funny thing was that she rarely talked about her accomplishments. Most people had no idea what she actually did, including my family, which is why the reunion became unforgettable. It was held at a large lakeside park my cousin had rented for the weekend. I arrived early. Karen arrived late, looking older than I remembered. Life had not been gentle with her. We exchanged polite greetings. No hostility, no warmth either. Around noon, a sound rolled across the sky. Heads turned upward, someone pointed. A helicopter appeared above the trees. People stepped away from the tables to watch. The aircraft descended toward an open field beside the property. For several seconds, nobody knew what was happening. Then the helicopter settled onto the grass. The rotor slowed, the door opened, and Emma stepped out. I heard someone behind me say, "Wait, that's Emma?" She waved casually, like she had simply parked a car, because to her, it was just another workday. The silence that followed felt heavier than applause. Not because she had arrived dramatically, because reality had arrived with her. Every prediction, every assumption, every laugh, every certainty, all of it suddenly looked ridiculous. Karen stared at her without speaking. Emma walked over and hugged her. No hesitation, no performance, just kindness. Later that afternoon, I noticed Emma hand Karen a sealed envelope. Nothing was said. No audience gathered. No announcement followed. Karen opened it alone near the edge of the property. A few minutes later, she sat down and covered her mouth with one hand. Inside wasn't a check. At least not only that. Emma had arranged contacts through a housing assistance network. Included information for employment counseling. and added enough financial support to help Karen stabilize her situation. Not rescue, not control. Help, the kind that preserves dignity. Karen found me later, her eyes were red. I don't know what to say. I looked across the field where Emma was laughing with younger cousins. You don't have to say anything. And for once, she didn't. The reunion continued. People ate, talked, told stories. Nobody mentioned Yale, nobody mentioned college funds, nobody mentioned old predictions. As the sun began to set, I realized something I wish I'd understood years earlier. The greatest success in Emma's life wasn't that she had learned to fly a helicopter. It wasn't her career. It wasn't even the envelope. It was that she had become the kind of person who could have remembered every insult and chose not to live by them. Years earlier, my sister had laughed because she was certain. She knew my daughter's limits. Standing there that evening, watching Emma help the very people who had doubted her, I finally understood how wrong certainty can be. Some people build their future on expectations. Others build it on character. Only one of those survives when life changes the script.